Alright guys, I don't know if you remember this, the first video I did of taking the fuel pump out of my Firebird, and I had some exhaust that had some little pinholes in it. Well, this stuff works really good. It's called Quick Still. It's an epoxy putty, and all you do is you cut what you need and you squish it up in your hand to activate it, and then you stick it wherever you need it. I've used this before on the exhaust and it works really good. And I also found this stuff by Quick Still. It's extreme, and it's up to like 2400 Fahrenheit. This one's up to 500. So this works good too. I was thinking about using this around the filler neck on the tank, fuel tank. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here, these are prone to leaking right around this neck area. And so I'm just thinking to be on the safe side, put some all the way around this, because the welds can, they're not the greatest. And I'm going to use this for that. And I might be using this on the exhaust too, because I had the exhaust completely redone, but they left this 2-foot section of old piping because they were too lazy, I guess, to replace it. And it's really not in bad shape, but there's a few spots that I got a couple little small pinholes in. So I'll just use either this or the putty to fill those little spots. And in this way, I don't have to weld, I don't have a welder right now, so this will work just fine. Alright, so I took a little brush and I just started mixing it, and you can see it's kind of liquidy, pasty type stuff. And then I'm going to start putting that on the little filler neck. Alright, I just applied it with the brush, and you can see it's like a grayish, sparkly color. And so if there was any leaking in that filler neck, it's going to be all filled in now. Went all the way around it, because I did notice there was a little bit of a drip stain here, so it looked like it was dripping a little bit from there, and this should fix that problem. And I wanted to show you guys some holes that I had over here. So I had a small one there, I just filled it with that stuff, but here you can see there was quite a big hole here. It doesn't really do good on the big holes. So that's quite a big hole here, about the size of a pencil eraser tip. Okay, right there. And so what I'm going to use is the epoxy putty stuff instead on that hole. And I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. Alright, so I went and cleaned it a little bit with some bug and tar remover that I have. Now I'm going to take a wire brush and just kind of clean it up a little more around this, because I want the epoxy, I want the stuff to stick. That putty Quick Still. It's kind of brittle there too. That's a pretty big hole. I'm surprised they didn't fix that for me when they did this, but whatever, I'll fix it now. Alright, next thing, you're going to open this up, and you're going to see it looks kind of like C4 or something, plastic explosives, but that's just the way it looks. It's real putty-like. It's pretty much an epoxy putty. So we're going to take, I think I need about this much, so what you do is take a razor blade to it, and just cut what you need, just like that. And you can see the hardener or whatever activates it. You can see it's in the middle, and then the clay stuff or the putty's on the outside. So what you're going to do is just you can wear gloves if you're irritated easily. I'm not really irritated by this stuff, but I'm just going to do it with bare hands. So you just go and squish it up. So it's kind of like you're mixing the hardener with the activated putty stuff. So this will, just by mixing it like that, is what's going to activate the stuff to work. It's going to make a chemical, the two chemicals or whatever, going to cause it to harden up now. And this will actually get hot in your hands if you hold on to it a lot. You can feel it start to warm up in your hand. So yeah, you just want to smush it in there real good. Agitate it, roll it back and forth in your hand. it'll start smelling like you'll smell like a burning smell. Okay, and that's all you really need. And then all you do is just put it on there over your hole. And I like this because I've used it before, and it actually, I used it on my kit car over here on a little spot that it had a little tiny hole, and it worked really good. Okay, so I really got this all squished together. Okay, you can even roll it back and forth in your hands. You know, make it like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use this whole piece on here because this is kind of a big hole. Bigger than I thought. Alright, so I could smell that it's working now. So just going to work it on there like that. Okay. And actually it's kind of big, so let me brush this out a little bit more. I think I got a little bit too much of this stuff, but whatever I don't need I'll keep for another spot. And just work it in there. I think I got a little bit too much, so take some off. Believe it or not, this stuff works. Okay. Sorry, I got the camera. Shit, look, pointing up. I like to put it on somewhat thick. And this stuff can be painted. You could paint it right over this if you wanted to. But this is behind the hanger. You're not even going to see this little patchwork that I'm putting here. Okay. And that's about it. And then you just let it dry. It'll dry on its own. Okay. And from far away, you're never going to see it. It's going to be tucked up under there. And I think I had some more holes somewhere, so I'm going to go and look for those. See, like there's one right here. See that? Ever so slightly. It's on a little crack there. So I'll go and fill that one up too. And any other little one. Alright, so you could see my new muffler that they put on. They did a poor weld here. You can see there's an actual hole right here. So I'm just going to take some of this stuff there and shove it into that hole too. I'm surprised they missed that spot, because that's fairly new work that I had done not too long ago. That's all you got to do, and it fills that little hole. It'll dry on its own, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so this only takes 5 minutes to start setting and about 1 hour to cure. And you can see that hole that was there is going to be nice and covered up now. Yeah, it's probably because it was on the top. They couldn't reach there, so that's probably why they missed it. But yeah, any other small little spots I went and covered. There was only about 4 of them, little holes. Again, I don't know why they didn't just replace that one little bend, but it's no big deal. So anyways, that's how you guys repair little holes in exhaust on the Quick. And this is a permanent solution. It shouldn't go bad. I mean, I did it on my other car. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. And I haven't had any issues with it, and it's been already a while. Don't even know if I can see it here where I did it. Yeah, this exhaust is too low to see where the little fix that I did. So in conclusion, this stuff's pretty good. Use the epoxy putty for like bigger holes, the clay stuff, and the other stuff, the extreme, the one is good for like little cracks, like in the filler neck. You can see it's all filled in, and it's starting to get hard already. Okay, it's kind of like concrete. Yeah, it's hard to the touch.